Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm the Program Director at ECHO. By now, you've probably watched our Getting Started video. You've explored the different paths towards adoption. You've probably talked with someone you trust to give you good, wise counsel, and now you're ready to take the next step. If you haven't done this yet, I really want to encourage you to do so and then come back to these videos. You've got time. We'll be here when you come back. If you've done all these things and you're ready to move forward, let's explore domestic private adoption. Domestic private adoption is the best path for parents who want to adopt a baby or a newborn. Let's break down the terms. Domestic means you're adopting from the U.S., and private means the child's case is managed by an attorney or an adoption agency. When considering domestic private adoption, there are a few things to keep in mind. One, most domestic private adoptions are open adoptions, meaning the birth family expects to maintain some level of connection with the child. The terms of openness are defined by the birth family during the adoption process, but often include pictures, videos, letters, and or cards that can be sent to the birth family on a regular basis. Open adoption can seem unsettling to some at first, but long-term studies have proven undeniably that open adoptions, when available and appropriate, make for better outcomes for children. As you explore domestic private adoption with a caseworker or an attorney, you'll have the opportunity to identify your level of openness as well. For example, how comfortable are you not knowing any information about the biological father, or are you willing to care for a child who may have been exposed to drugs or alcohol in utero? In domestic private adoption, the biological family or the parent chooses the adoptive family. Your agency has a policy for showing your profile to biological parents. Make sure you ask about, understand, and agree to this policy. This will help reduce frustrations and disappointment down the road. Sometimes adoptive parents will opt to have a home study completed through a private agency and then learn of a prospective placement through a coworker, church member, neighbor, or family member, in which case an attorney would need to be involved to protect the interests of your family, the birth family, and ultimately the child. When a birth parent chooses you, you will have the chance to meet them, often multiple times. If the child is yet to be born, the birth mother may invite you to the birth, but she is fully in control of the process. This is not required and must be initiated by the birth mother. Most states have a waiting period before the termination of parental rights, or TPR, and the legal transfer of guardianship from the birth mother to you. Here where we live in Virginia, that waiting period is 10 days, but your state may be different. Ask your agency or attorney for clarification. Most agencies recommend the newborn stays in an interim placement during this period to protect everyone until legal guardianship can be transferred to you. Once you become the legal guardian, you will work with your caseworker or attorney to finalize the adoption through the court system, which can take anywhere from 3 months up to a year, depending on the unique circumstances of your adoption. You're required to have a home study by a state licensed agency. These home studies can cost around $2,000. You'll also have attorney fees and program fees. These and other costs that you could be responsible for can total between $25,000 and $30,000. Now, not all of these fees are due at once, and there are numerous ways to cover some of these fees without going into debt. One thing to know, because there are currently more families pursuing this type of adoption than there are children in need of this type of family, the wait for a healthy newborn through private domestic adoption can be 3 years or more. So here's your next 3 steps. 1. Now that we've flooded your mind with information and your heart is churning with all kinds of emotions, take a minute and breathe. I realize this can feel overwhelming, but trust me, you can do this. And while I wish I could tell you that this will be your last moment of panic, it won't. But that's okay. That's why we're here. And we're committed to answering your questions, pointing you in the right direction, and building a circle of support to stand beside you through it all. Number 2, pray. Ask God if this is how He would like you to serve Him. We say it like this: adoption is not for the faint of heart, but you can be certain it is at the heart of the God who does not faint. If this is where He's asking you to serve, He will be with you every step of the way, no matter what. And 3, decide how you'd like to approach a domestic private adoption, whether through an agency or an adoption attorney. If you need recommendations, please reach out. We'd love to direct you to some of our partners. And thanks for taking some time to explore this path towards adoption. As always, if we can answer any questions for you, we're eager to help.